My mom taught me to sell at a spaza shop. She ran a hair salon. I pretty much learned entrepreneurship from my mom's.
That on your own, you can't really do it. You need the support of those around you.
You will have a network of people, a network of communities, and a society that will make sure that you count.
Good day and welcome to the first in a series of SAITA Straight Talk Inspire sessions. With these SAITA Straight Talk Inspire sessions, we want to visit informal traders that have made a magnificent success of their businesses. The Inspire series is intended to celebrate all the wins we have in the sector. Today, we are visiting in Cape Town, and we're visiting with Dennis and Wilma Venter, and they own a business called XLNT Panelbeaters. Good afternoon, Dennis. Good afternoon, Wilma.
Hi, Louise. Hi, Louise. Thank you for the invitation for us to be present.
Yeah, no, thank you, Dennis. It's really such a pleasure and an honor for me to be part of the journey, even if it's only listening to the story, because it's so important. We're living in times where so many people are ready to give up hope, and it's important for the informal trading sector to celebrate the wins. And I think your story is a story of hope and encouragement. But I want to go right back. I want to go back to the beginning. Tell me, where did it start? Because not everybody wants to have their own business. Many of us are quite happy to be working for a salary. So where did it start?
I will start at the beginning, and that is that I had this desire all my life to have a business of my own. And the reason for that was I came from a very poor family, and we struggled a lot. Yeah. I had to leave school to help my dad to raise the other kids. And I left school at a very early stage of my life. And that was at the age of about 11 going to 12 to go and work to help my father. And as you know, as I said, that I was about 11 years old going to 12. I was in grade 5 at that time. And that is a grade that I left school. So leaving school at that age, you know actually nothing. Yeah. But I worked from place to place as I grew up. And then my dad asked me to come and work with him at a place called Simon's Bodyworks. That was a panel beating shop where we repaired vehicles. And I loved the work that I was doing. And because I loved that, I wanted to create myself in doing more and becoming a better person, a better panel beater than the others. And I pushed myself to become one of the best panel beaters that you can get. I pushed myself into that so that I can provide for my family.
Yeah, Dennis, but you're making it sound like it was just too easy. I'm sure that where you started off, I remember you mentioning something about starting off in a garage. How did that happen? How did you get to that?
Yeah, no, that is where I come because I'm going to that. And as I said, I worked and I built myself up as a panel beater, and I worked for my brother for about 9 years. Mm-hmm. And something happened which I wasn't happy with. So I decided that I'm resigning from this job. Without having a job now, I had to sell my house first. I sold my house, I bought another one, and in that time we started in my garage fixing cars. And fixing the cars is cars that I bought with the little money that I had left. And I bought this vehicle that was smashed and built it and sold it, and then I can buy another one, and that's how I fed my family. But it went on for about 8 years. I worked like that at home, struggling, but I survived, you know. And as it went on, I had something else that I loved, and that was doing missionary work.
Okay.
So we did, yes?
Now I'm listening to you.
So myself and Wilma did missionary work in Kayalicha as the Sisters of Charity. And there we helped them with the sick, and we helped also by feeding the people. And then we saw how much they too struggled. And then whatever we had, we will buy food and we will take it and we will share it with the patients on that side. And for 8 years, I've been doing that. And Wilma also worked at Yardley. And then she decided as well that she wants to do this also more often, because working at the firm, she could not help me actually. And she decided also to resign. And when she resigned, it went really tough, because now we're doing missionary work and we're working in the garage to feed the family, to pay the bills. But I was happy with that. I was happy working like that, because I didn't want to, but I feared going out, having a workshop of my own, because then you need people to help you. You need laborers, and then you need to pay salaries, and you need to pay rent. And I feared that part. But where I was quite happy until the people complained about me. They complained at the council, and they came and they stopped me.
Which people are these, Dennis?
The neighbors around me. They complained about me working there. And I couldn't understand why, because I have business rights on my property, and where we live, it's like farming, because it's big properties. And most of the people are also having their own businesses on their backyards. So we all work, but they only complained about me, and I could not understand, so I didn't want to stop. Because why do you stop me alone and you don't stop the others? Because I told them about other people, but they didn't care. And that's when they took me to court, to High Court in town. And I was found guilty of working at home. So I was stopped, and the court said that I need to remove everything from my yard, every vehicle standing there, everything that I use, that when they come, they want to see a clean yard. They don't even want to see a painting in my yard. And that is where the fear started, the trouble started, because they fined me 9,000 rand, which I had to pay, and I had no money left. Now they forced me into a business in the mall. I explained to them, but I'm 50 years old. Who will employ me now? They said that's not their business. They don't worry about that. But I cannot work at home. So we went and looked for a small place, and we found one where I can afford. But the rental that I had to pay was 2 months in advance, and that was 7,000 rand. And that is all I had.
I want to stop you there. I want to stop you there, because I want to go back to the garage, but I want to hear it from the woman's perspective now. Because I'm listening to you saying you sold the house and you bought a new house and you worked from your garage, and I can imagine that times were tough. And as a woman, if there's children involved and school fees and all of that, then I want to know from you, Wilma, what was going on inside of you? Because you're supporting your husband's dream, but you are also a mom. So how did you manage that?
Hi, Louise, thank you. When Dennis had to move from the backyard and
They were still
and
from there.
stopped to work in the yard. We had to look for a place, and at that time I was employed at a cosmetic house where I worked as the frontline lady. And because cosmetic, you need to look nice, you need to smell nice, you always have to be up and about. And just so that it was really tough because now there's no income from Dennis's side. And also mine was just enough to cover the bond and whatever food, whatever there is, and so on. So like he mentioned that he was 50 years old, nobody's going to employ him. We're sitting with a 9,000 rand fine, which we had to pay. Had to make a payment plan with municipality, how we're going to pay it off and stuff. So yeah, it was very tough having at that time also 4 children, 3 boys and a girl.
Wow.
The boys were at school. My youngest was still at home. And so yeah, and sitting at work, you need to do your work and then worry what's going on at home and is he still okay? Did they come again? And all these things, because they gave us a mandate to Dennis that he must remove everything. Like he mentioned, not even a paintbrush or a paint tin. They took photos of the yard and everything. So it was very, very hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Dennis, where did you take your stuff? Because it's not like you had a premises waiting for it, did you?
No, I did not. We came into the blackest area where we were looking for a premises, knowing we have no money, but we were looking, and then we found this one place where the gentleman cannot pay his rent, and the owner of the building asked if I'm prepared to go in with him and pay half of the rent and he the other half. I said to him, no, that's fine. I will do that because I just need something where I can put the stuff you just asked me now. Yeah. And that is how I removed everything and I've put it in this place, this dirty old place where we were. Because now I need to do something with this place to survive, And working there was very, very difficult. Because the first rental amount that I had to pay was 7,000 rand, which was 3.5 a month. And that was the only money I had. I had nothing else after that. So I started off with the old paints that I still had in the yard and the old body fillers and stuff. I started off with that type of material. Yeah. And I had one old taxi that I had to fix. That is what I started with in that place. And I only had my son with me and then 2 gentlemen working with me. So now I had to work because now I had to pay a salary, which wasn't necessary at home. And now I also need to work because there's rental to be paid. And the fear started there because I had to put everything in. I worked day and night to survive. And when it comes to Friday, I will have enough money to pay the workers, but I will go home with nothing. And it went on month in, month out. It went on for about 2 years like that, going home with nothing and just trusting God to survive. But I had to put everything in. And it is in that time that my wife was with me at this workshop. She cleaned the floor, she cleaned the toilets, and she was also the frontline lady working in the office. And now you must know how she looks because our work is a dirty type of work. She's white from the dust, and yet she must see to the clients as well, walking in. But God carried us through. How I got through that, I do not know. But God carried us through. With all the struggle we had, going home, no money, no food in the house. But yet, when we go to sleep, there is something that we eat. Next morning, go back, and so it went on day in, day out. And I just had to trust in God and believed in Him that He will carry me through. Because if it wasn't for Him, I would have given up. But like I said, I did missionary work that I love to do. And at that stage, starting the business, I had to stop with that. I couldn't do the missionary work anymore because I worked day and night, 7 days a week. And so it went on and on and on. But my wife is the one that I always give credit to because she was the backbone. She was the one that was there to hold my hand when even I thought I can't anymore. Then she showed me, but she's present. And when I looked at her mopping the floors, cleaning the toilet, then it just gave me that courage to go on again. Maybe tomorrow it will be better. And it went on, nothing. Then it's tomorrow will be better. But it went on for 2 years like that. And so David also came in and he said he wants to help us. And when he came in to give us a hand, because he saw that we really are struggling. Because now I've got no money, I've got nothing. I do have the small business. The gentleman that was with me in the premises just pulled out, he sold his stuff, so I had the whole premises, and I had to pay the 7,000 a month. But God provided for that. God provided every week for the salary of the people. But I think when I look back, I think God tested me. What am I going to do? Am I going to pay the workers their full salary, or am I going to take a few rand for myself to take home and pay them half? But I did not. I paid the full salary every week unto them, and I will go home with nothing. Although I've worked day and night, and they only worked their 9 hours. They were the ones who got paid. I was the one who had nothing. But God in turn had plans. You know that I always tell people that our future lies in the hands of God. He knows the plans that He has for us. He knows our future. He allows these things to happen to you to see if He can trust you. If He bless you with a big business, can He trust you in that business? And He let hardship comes over you like what He did with us. And we survived that. And He blessed us with a business. Like when we came, we are right now. I drove down the road. I never ever came down this part of Blackie. Then I go home. But I don't know this day. I just drove and I saw this big building for sale. Having nothing, not even a cent in the bank, but just to hear how much they want for the building. You know that? So I came in and I spoke to the gentleman of the building and I asked him, I said to him, I see the premises for sale. He said, yes. I asked him, how much do you want for it? He didn't even give me a price. He looked at me and he said to me, I can see you have no money, but I like your face, he said. He said, I'll give you 3 months. Go and see where you can borrow money to buy this premises. I will sell it to no one else. I'm going to sell it to you. And he sold the premises to me for 1.5 million. And I went and looked for a loan at the banks. And at that time, God blessed me. And that is where I got a tender from the police to do police vehicles. And this one, I used that tender at the bank and said, I've got this tender. I don't have the money, but I've got this tender. And if they can help me to buy this building, then through the tender, I will be able to pay my installments. And not even after a week before the 3 months is over, business partners came to our premises and said they will help us. They came and looked at the building and they said to me, we will buy this building for you at 100% loan. Without me taking a cent out of my pocket, They bought the building. I moved out of that crampy building where I was and moved into this building where I am today. And moving in, God started to bless me because the building is beautiful. People want to have the vehicles repaired here. Insurances also send us work because a building is beautiful. And the one thing that I promised myself, and I believed in it, and that is quality. Our work must be perfectly done because through one mouth, one happy person will tell 100 other people to come and bring their vehicles to us. And that is how we work. Honesty is our main point of doing business, and also our quality. Those 2 points has carried us through. But most of all, agreement in a family, husband and wife, if they can stand together in trials, then success will also take them through. Because it's through the trials that God laid on our hearts. Will we stand together? Because I've seen many business people, when trials like these comes their way, either the wife moves out or the husband moves up or they give up in life. But I want to tell you today, business, if you two agree, God said in his word, whatsoever 2 or 3 agrees in prayer, so shall it be. And we agreed. But even in agreeing, it takes you through trials. It takes you where you get tempted. It takes you through a lot of things to see, are you trustworthy? Can he trust you? And today I've got these 3 beautiful buildings standing here where I do my businesses in. And God has blessed us so much with wonderful workers. I've got at this very moment over 20 people that I'm employing right now. And in this state of COVID, where companies are closing down, I bought one of the buildings in which I've been renting all the time. And God is just blessing. The next building is the other one, the third one that I want to buy. And I believe it's in this time, because this is the time where business can succeed if you want to. Because everybody has given up hope. Everybody don't want to go further anymore. Everybody feels there's nothing they can do. But this is the time. I will tell anybody out there who wants to get up and stand on its own feet, this is the time. Don't wait for the time when everything is fine, because it's now. People are selling their businesses, people are selling the buildings, and it's now for you to move in with your nothing. And I believe God will take care of anyone who wants to take the chance for you. I believe that.
Wilma, I wanna bring the conversation back to you, and I want to ask you to please tell me, how did you stay motivated? I mean, we know people often say that behind every successful man there's a very, very strong woman. But I'm sure that's a lonely road. I mean, I know it's a lonely road being a woman myself. Where did you find, how deep did you have to dig to stay strong for your husband and for your children and to believe that this business is going to be a success?
I had to dive very deep and go very low.
Yeah.
I had to go very low from where I was employed, going down to a sweeper. I don't look down, I'm just saying, sweeping, trying to keep, like Dennis was saying, the place that we shared or he shared with the engineering. The gentleman was doing engineering, and in engineering, it's oil and it's dirty and stuff. And then I had to clean our section where he was working in, the toilets. I always had to keep it clean because I grew up with a single parent, and we were always taught that even though and coming from a Pandoki, even though there's just a one room that all of us are sleeping in and living in and eating in, it must be kept clean all the time. So that was my thing, that we need to keep clean. So when somebody brings in the vehicle, that they can see that, you know what, it's a clean place. So I was cleaning all the time, and I had to take off my garment of beauty, sort of.
I hear
Going
you.
to the hairdresser, everything, makeups and stuff. Sitting at the desk where I always had to look nice and smile and everything. My superior used to tell me that, you know what, you're not allowed to be worried at work. You're not allowed to feel emotional at work. You must always have a smile. And even though I was sitting with all this worry in me and what, I always had to smile. But when I moved out to be with Taylor, to be with helping in the business, I could give utterance to my feelings within. That sometimes at home, or even at the workshop there, I will sit and, you know, you just give out, you just let out.
Yes.
Without even knowing, I would sit and just let out. Coming home, you take off your hat of being a little business woman, put on your hat of being a mother, trying to keep everything in order, even though there's nothing, but there's always something, even if it's bread and coffee or whatever, there's always something that you can make. So there were times when there was no food for the two of us, but our children had to eat. So it was very hard. And it was, like Dennis was also saying, that we were in it together. You know, there was times where I really feel that I made the right choice to resign my job. Because I was used to getting on the 20th of my salary check. And now there's nothing. But the main thing is that it's very good to share your feelings. I would ask him, are you worried? Then he'll say, no, I'm not worried. Then I would say, like, now, why are you quiet? We must talk. Or if I'm quiet, then he will ask me, are you worried? Like there is also mentioned that we work whole week, Fridays, then you give the guys their wages, and then we don't even have petrol money. But we going out and we coming back and we working all week. And then there will be Fridays when there is no money at all. To me, knowing that your banking accounts is zero, there's nothing, but you need to pay wages.
And what did you do then?
But you know, you need to, I think that's where your faith comes in. You need to trust. And you will come and ask me, is there anything? Then I'll say not yet. But I'm telling you, Louise, before the end of the day, somebody would have come in with a car and say, we'll pay a deposit to fix our car. And then there is for the guys to go home. So, yeah, it's not, if anybody say that starting a business, it's easy, then I don't know. I don't know. Because the sacrifice is so much. Sometimes it's too much. But I don't know.
Look,
I'm listening.
The two of you are clearly an example of two people who have decided to support each other despite whatever life throws at you. And you had your goal about making your business a success. It's also a story of moving from an informal business into a very, very formal business. And like you say, you've got in excess of 20 people that you are employing at the moment, which means there are 20 families that are now, they are able to bring home something based on your dream and based on the fact that you stayed resilient to what your dream was. Now we're in the middle of the COVID pandemic, and Dennis, you said earlier, this is the time when you grab your opportunities, but this is also the time when people have very, very little hope. I mean, when you started your business, there wasn't an organization like SAITA, because now SAITA at least is the voice to the informal sector, and that offers informal traders the assistance to say to them, come, we will assist you, we can help you direct your business, we can assist you to write the path of how you're going to be growing, we can assist you in becoming that formal business, but you had to do that all on your own. So as we end off, I want you to please, each of you, to just leave a little bit of hope for that lady that gets up at 3-4 o'clock in the morning, that has to travel by taxi to wherever she goes to have her little stall, and she sits there in the rain, in the sun. And she's probably felt like giving up many times because she doesn't even see her children. I'm talking about the dad who packs his tools every day to go and work in somebody's or stand on the corner and wait to be picked up so that he can go and do an odd job. I need you to give some hope. Give some hope to the people watching. You're muted. I can't hear you. Your mic is muted. We're just trying to unmute you. Yeah, your mic is muted. Can't hear you. Both of you. We're just trying to see whether back office can unmute you. So you can't unmute. Are you in front of your laptop? Can you see by your name, can you see that there's a microphone with a line through it? Just ask Grant to unmute you. Just unmute. Right at the bottom of the screen, just unmute. No? Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Grant.
Okay. Now, Dennis, you can start with your message of hope, and then you, Wilma.
Yeah. What I would say to someone out there who truly are struggling, especially like you mentioned, this lady or mother that is out there that has to get up at 4 o'clock to see what she can get by her own business that she's trying to do. My encouragement to such a person is to say, many times we are trying to do business on our own ability, in our own strength, in our own, like I can say now, wisdom and understanding of what we understand or what we know. We want to do it that way, but I want to say today of what I've gone through and how I've seen the hand of God in my business, where I am today. I would love to encourage such a person. Don't lose hope in what you are doing, but try and put God first. Put Him first in whatever you are doing, and trust God in the day that you get up in the morning, going to wherever you're going to go and do some business. Let God be the one that goes ahead of you. Let God be the one who prepares the place for you. Let God be the one that sends the people to you so that you can have something for the day. God is the one who helps us. God is the one who has raised us up. I can tell you a story of what has happened to us. We were robbed of about 400,000 rand in equipment which we bought. And we struggled to pay that off. We also bought a business in Seaport called Rock Auto Body Works. And we were robbed out of that business as well because we didn't know that the owner who sold the business to us will do a thing like that. He sold the business to us for about at the contract of that we can make business in that premises for 5 years. And for 5 years, that was good enough for me. But in the first year, he canceled our contract and he sold the building. And I lost all the money that I've put in there. And that has put us in so much debt that we couldn't pay the debt. We had this company to run, and the message of the court was here every month collecting money, which we did not have. But at the end of the day, money was paid in the lawyer's account because God was the one that was with us. We trusted Him utterly. We believed in Him. When there was a note in our account and there comes a sheriff with a summons of 100,000 or 200,000, which we need to pay immediately, then I will tell them, don't take my stuff out of my shop, because before the day is over, this money will be paid in your lawyer's account. And that is about 8 hours, 7 hours, and it's not in my account. But God has come through for us successfully. Every time an attorney sent these people to our place, God provided the money, the outcome. And so God can provide for these people. They must just try and add that extra, what they want, and put God first. And God will open doors for them which they never thought will be opened unto them. God will bring contracts. God will bring businesses. God opens doors for so many. And this is the time, I believe, this is the time where God wants to bless His children. Because we as a people normally look at somebody else for help. We look at somebody else for a job. But yet there is a plan. God is there to bless you. Because not one of us know what God has in store for us. Not one of us know our future. But our future is in the hands of God. God can deliver you out of poverty, and He can make you a very, very rich person if you just believe in Him, and He will do the rest for you. I believe that in my heart today.
Thank you for that word of faith. And Wilma, from your side, what would you say to every informal trader that wants to start or that feels like giving up? What is your remedy?
For those who wants to start a business, I would say, well done and go for it. One thought is a brick to your building, your business building. Just one thought. If there's one thought that coming into your mind to start something, do it. It's a brick to your business building. The other thing that I also just want to encourage my brothers and my sisters out there, that like one of our workers was saying to me when he saw me the day, so worried. He said, if God wanted everybody to have a business, He would have given it to everybody. But He chose people. He chose business people. And don't give up. Don't give up. If you look for a partner, if you're not married, make sure that your partner that you bring into your business can hold your ladder. You need to trust the one that you are with to hold the ladder for you. That when you move up, He will not let it go so that you can fall. You need to look for your team. You need to pray for a team that is there for your vision and your dream. You get partners that's there in your team just for themselves. And when the things become tough and hard, then they move, then they lose, they take off, or they leave the ladder so that you must fall. And I thank God for our team. Even now today, it's still not easy, but we have a team, a family, an excellent family that is holding up, that is with us in this. And I thank God for an organization like SAITA. Just imagine they were there for us, then we would have been so far. But we really pray and we thank God for the organization to help our brothers and sisters to not to become rich in money, but to become rich in families. That one person in your team, like you rightfully said, it's a family, a mom and a dad, a grandma that they're looking after, a brother, a sister, a neighbor, the auntie in the road, giving bread to that auntie or something to that auntie. Just one of them. And that's why I want to say, don't have a mind of making money, but have this mind that my business is going to provide for another family. And this is my encouragement. Stand together, pray together, talk out, ladies, women. If we support our thing, we don't want the men to know that we're worried and stuff. We need to tell them. And we need to ask him or your partner as well, what do you think? And if Dennis thinks we need to do this, and I said, no, I don't think so, then we leave it until the two of us are coming into agreement, and then we go forward. Because like he said, if God or God Almighty is still with you in your business, where there is unity, God commands a blessing. He commands a blessing where there's unity. Even if you are single, what do you have in your hand? Can you sew? Can you do hair? Can you do nails? What can you do? Can you bake? Whatever you have, put it out. It's like somebody was saying to me the other day, come let us test the waters. So test the waters with the gift that God has placed in your hand. That is your business. Go for it. Stand firm, stand your ground. And yes, Louise, trials and tribulations and storms and thunders and all this and that must come. Because how are you going to know how if those things are not coming against your business or against you?
Yeah.
How would you know?
How would you know?
Excellent today is stronger than it was at that time, because the storms and the winds and everything came against it. There was a time when I told my husband, give up, sell. We can't anymore. We've got 3 boys, we've got a girl. That they can't. But there's one thing that we've never done. We've never took our burden and placed it on our children. You can ask them today, if they hear what we're saying and we're talking about, then they are amazed, because they never knew what we went through, the two of us. For them, it was always good. We never allowed our children to carry our burden as well, the burden of the business. So
what a beautiful way to end the show. Thank you so much, Dennis and Wilma. Thank you for sharing your journey. Thank you for your honesty and your realness, because I think a lot of us go through it, but we don't want to share it with other people. But you've just shown that it can be done. And you've given us the tools, and your tools have been support, each other. Your tools have been your faith. And I am just amazed. Thank you for making yourself available. Thank you.
Thank you, and all the best.
May your business just grow from strength to strength.
Amen.
Thank you so much, Louise. We received that, my sister.
Thank you. And this is the end of the first SAITA Straight Talk Inspire session. Today, our guests were Dennis and Wilma Venter. Their business is called XLNT Panelbeaters, and they are to be found in Blackheath in Cape Town. So if you want to also share your business story, if you have an amazing journey that you wanna have other people grow from your experiences, please leave your comment, and we will get into contact with you. From me, Louise, until we meet again on SAITA Straight Talk Inspire, goodbye.
Bye.